Grateful for the things that went well and grateful for those things that didn't go so well. Yeah, I did say that. You're going to be grateful for the things that didn't go well, because I'm telling you, every test, there's a reason. Everything that's bad, God is going to show you and turn some things for the good. Well, hello and welcome back to Be Life Changers, where we talk about real people, real stories that make a real change. And so I'm excited about today. I can't believe that we are coming in to the last quarter. I mean, it kind of feels strange saying that, fall. So we're going to talk about some of that. And I have some exciting news. I'm going to make you wait till the end to hear. But big things are coming. And so I want to make sure you know that. So I also want to shout out and say thank you to JT Visuals for helping make this come to life. This podcast couldn't be without them. So I thank them so very much. And as you can see, every time we have one, they have little changes and it's just awesome, like the backgrounds. And it's just so cool. Everything is perfect down to the purple mic. And I just thank them so very much. Just so check them out, JT Visuals without the I, because they are more than meets the eye. You see that I'm alone. And a lot of times I do have a guest on because I love sharing stories, because I think stories are very powerful. And we want to hear what's going on our community about those small businesses that we can support and where we can support them, whether that be a pop-up shopping event or a festival, or just, going down to where they are, their brick and mortar, that we want to know where they're located. So I love shouting out and getting to those stories. It makes it a whole lot of fun.
If you've been thinking about making your own podcast like the one that you're watching or listening to right now, then JT Visuals is definitely the way to go. And that's JT Visuals without the I, because there's more than meets the eye. Podcasts for business are popping like crazy. Everyone and their mom is starting a podcast. Why should you start one? Well, because the truth is, it's actually still not too saturated. Not only do you get a show that's all about your business and bringing on guests and spotlighting them and stories, but you're also getting clips and media to put onto social media platforms. Whatever your vision is for your business that you want to accomplish and how you help people, social media is the outreach for that. And when you have a podcast show, it is the easiest way to get started and to conquer that social media that everyone's telling you you need to be doing. We will do everything, so all you have to do is help come up with topics in collaboration with us, show up for a couple hours, and then leave, and everything else is handled for you. We would love to have a quick call with you to see if podcasting is right for you and if JT Visuals is the way to go for you. Just go to our website at jtvisuals.com. That's jtvsuals.com. jtvsuals.com. And now back to the show.
But we are down to the last quarter, and it's harvest time. And so we are stepping into harvest season. That is a time of year when you take your hard work at what grew, what didn't, and how we're finishing strong. And here's the beautiful part. No matter what you have harvest looks like, you have the power to reset your story. And when you live with the gratitude, you'll start attracting opportunities you didn't even see before. And so I just kind of want to start this episode about gratitude, being grateful. No matter where we are in this season, you can look back. I know it makes us reflect when we talk about the last quarter. You're looking about how things started. Where did it come from, and where are we going? And sometimes that can look a little bumpy. I kind of thought about it this morning. Yesterday was kind of a bumpy day. And I envisioned kind of a plane taking off, and you come down and you get up, and you come down and you get up, and it's like, here it goes, boom, boom, boom. And I don't know why I see that. I sometimes see things in pictures, but that is exactly what I saw, this up and down and up and down. And sometimes that's what it can feel like in business. You're not really sure if I'm going the right direction. And even in life, I mean, like you might think that your job is going a certain way, and then the changes come with the seasons. But there's something about fall. There's just something about that reset, that last quarter to get you ready for that last harvest. So no matter how it started, just reflect on it and realize, okay, these are some pivots and changes I can make. But be grateful for those things. Because sometimes when I look back and I see the direction that I was going and I thought things were going to be a certain way, and then it turned out that it didn't go that way. Sometimes we can start thinking that it was a failure, or we start talking that talk to ourselves. We start saying, I am a failure, or I didn't do that. That wasn't good enough. So we start watching our words, and they start, because I always believe there's power in the words that you say. They either bring life or they bring death. And so sometimes, even though you can be in the midst of the storm, even though the business may not be bringing in the revenue that you think it's supposed to bring, or the opportunities are not as strong, like you may not have as many customers coming through. At your vendor shows, there may not be as many people coming to the show. And so you think and start speaking things that almost bring death to it, really, because you start saying, oh, that there wasn't very many people that came, or I didn't make enough money at this event, or, my revenue wasn't as much as it should be at the store, or, all those different analogies that come through, and we start speaking those words. So I challenge everybody that as we're coming into this season and you're looking back, because we always take and reflect, which is good. You should reflect. But I want to say, let's start using those words of gratitude. Start speaking life to things like, okay, I had 10 people come past my booth today. And out of those 10 people, I just know one of them is going to come back. So start thinking those good thoughts. Or, maybe there's not a lot of money flowing through, but speak what already happened. Like I had one sale that got me to where I am, and I was able to pay for that. So that one sale may be what it is. So start being grateful. Start saying those things. And with that, I want you to start thinking about one thing that you are grateful for. Like one thing you are grateful for this year. I am grateful that when we came together at the beginning of the year, I knew that I was going to lead with this podcast. And I am grateful that God opened doors of opportunity, and I met JT Visuals, and it started to come to life. And then I'm also grateful that I had a team come, and I have met with several people, Monique being one of them, with Most Sophisticated Events, and was able to help with those event side of things. And then a shout out to Ann with Business with Wisdom. We're coming together and making an impact. So all those things I can have to be grateful for, even though it may be that the revenue is not flowing maybe where I wanted it to be. Maybe it's not as big as it was last year. I know that this year it is going to be better. So that is one thing that I could be very proud of. So you go ahead, and even if you're watching on YouTube, shout out in the comments below what is your thing that you can be proud of for this year. Then what is one thing you want to release before the new year? So start thinking forward and speaking life to those things. What is one thing that you want to release before the new year? So, as a little teaser, yes, we're getting ready for big things that are coming, and I'm excited to be able to show that to you here real soon. And so I'm going to plug that in again because I'm getting really excited. It's going to be so fun. You guys are going to really like it. So after we've looked back and seen how the past has gone, the first 3 quarters of the year, then we can start going into the next part. And it's kind of like a seed, like the harvester. I like to do things in analogies, kind of. I like to see things in pictures. Some people are like that. That's me. I'm a very visual person. So when you think about the seed going into the ground and we water it throughout the year, it grows. And sometimes we have to prune things back. And sometimes, we have to, put some fertilizer on it. And then there's other times that you just have to cut it down and start over. So that's kind of how I look at, when you're looking back, what is working, what is not working. And so when we get ready to go into harvest, it's time to reap what we sowed. So all that hard work that you have put in for the year, it is going to turn around. And sometimes it's not always in the timing that we expect. So there's many things that I have seen and I thought, well, this is how it's going to go. And then all of a sudden it's 3 years later before that really takes place. So remember, you have planted the seed this year. You are watering it this year. And then maybe it's not going to happen this year. It may be next year, whatever it is that you're looking at in life that seems disappointing right now. So just remember, it's going to take place. Don't give up, because it's always darkest just before the light. And I have seen that going on a lot around me. A lot of the business people that I've talking to, a lot of my friends just have a lot of stuff going on right now that almost, sidetracks things. And they're like, I just can't do this anymore. I don't believe this is going to work anymore. But I can tell you every time in my life and in my business, just before something big happened, just before like a breakthrough happened, just before the thing I had been praying for happened, it got ugly. The earth shook. It was like, oh no, trying to get you to stop doing what you're doing. Just push through. It's the last quarter. Just push through. And when we're doing that, how do you push through? What is it that you do to keep that going? Well, first of all, look at your vision. So we talk a lot about vision boards, and yes, we are going to be that'll be some cool things. So be looking for that. That's another thing that's coming. But we will be having another vision board get together where we all come together and make that happen. But look back at your vision, whether you have a vision board or did you just write it down or do you just remember those things? Look at that. Look back and reflect, and then start marking off what already happened. And you're going to be surprised at how much further you are than you really thought you were. But I'm telling you, don't give up. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to be grateful. Grateful for the little steps. Grateful for the things that went well, and grateful for those things that didn't go so well. Yeah, I did say that. You're going to be grateful for the things that didn't go well, because I'm telling you, every test, there's a reason. Everything that's bad, God is going to show you and turn some things for the good. And so you have to look at that and be grateful. Gratitude is what gets you a long way. So like they say, trade expectation for appreciation. Be appreciative, and you will see things start growing. I always say when I have a good attitude and when I see things going, it brings light into the situation. You don't have to end the year with the same story you started with. You can reset the narrative. So it lands in your hands. You can either be grateful or be bitter about some things that happened, thankful, or just live in regret. And so remember, grateful people attract opportunities. So be grateful and watch those doors open of opportunities. Watch things start to happen and start going the way and the direction that you had planned. It's not too late. It's the fourth quarter. You got this. If things are going well, then just keep pushing and watch even more doors open. And you may even get further than what you thought. So with that said, just remember, we have something big coming. Tools for gratitude and reflection, and we want you to stay tuned. And just remember, grateful people attract opportunities. It's up to you. Whether we use our words, either bring power or they can bring death to what's going on in our life. Whether that's in our business or our personal life, we have the power with our words. This season isn't just about the end of the year. It's about beginnings. The harvest may be what you see today, But the story we're writing is for tomorrow. It's still in your hands. Choose to reset, choose to be grateful, and watch opportunities come your way. And don't forget, something big right around the corner is coming. So stay with me, stay tuned, because what's coming next will change the way you end each day and step into your next season. I'll be looking forward to seeing you on our next episode of Be Life Changers.